Anji Bete, so everyone, we are going to discuss question answers of chapter The Happy Prince. So I've shared the screen, you all can see the answers. Questions, sorry. I request all the students who are online to please be active participants so that uh, everyone can know the answer if they have any doubt in any of the answers. So the first question is, why do the courtiers call the prince the happy prince? Is he really happy? What does he see all around? Yes, let me take this answer from the class first. Yes, Vidya. Called the prince, the happy prince, because when he was alive and had a human heart, he did not know where the tears were because he lived in a palace and where the sorrow was not allowed to enter. He did not know about the people out there in this city, and he was indeed very happy there. But when he died, his statue was set up here to on a high platform where he could see the ugliness and the poor people in this city. And he said that though his heart was big for it, he could not do anything else than just for his fellows, for the people of his town. Anji, let me take this answer from the students who are online. Yes, Sirjan. You are sent a request to unmute.
Yes, ma'am. The courtiers called the prince the happy prince as when he was alive, he never knew sorrow and suffering. But he was not really happy when he transformed into a statue because he can see the miserable conditions of people around him and his heart could feel the misery of needy people.
Right answer. When he was alive, the king was actually happy. So he was called the happy prince. He lived in a palace where no sorrow was allowed to enter. He actually did not know what misery is. He lived happily, so did he die. But when he was transformed into a statue, he could see all the misery in his town, which melted his heart, and he felt sorry for the people, so he was not happy anymore. Next question is, why do the happy prince send a ruby to the seamstress? What does the swallow do in the seamstress house? Yes, Ashpreet.
Yes, Ishita, give answer of the second question.
Yes, ma'am. The second question: the happy prince sent a rupee for the seamstress because the lady was very tired and her face was thin and worn out due to the overload of the work. Also, her son was lying ill in the corner of the room, and he was suffering from fever. And the lady was so poor that they didn't have anything to buy. So that's why the king the happy prince saw the miserable condition of the lady and sent ruby to that lady. Also, the swallow where the lady was working, and the bird fanned the boy's forehead with his wings and flew back to the happy prince.
Right answer, Ishita. I hope this answer is clear to everyone. Now, moving further. Third question. For whom does the prince send the sapphire and why? Yes, Narinder. Hmm. Right answer. Let me take this answer from the students who are online. Once you can unmute yourself, I hope this time. Please tell the answer of third question.
Yes, the prince sent the affairs to the soldier
Sorry to interrupt you, Vansh, in between. Vansh, wait, beta, your voice is not audible. It is cracking too much and nothing is getting cleared. Right? So I would move to some other participant because your voice is cracking and we are not able to make out what you are saying. So I would ask Harshit to unmute himself and give answer of this question. Harshit.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, question number 3.
Yes, bete.
The happy prince sent the sapphires to the to two people. That is the young writer and the match girl. The young writer was feeling cold, and he was preparing the play for the director of the theater. He couldn't write anymore, and he was and the starvation had made him faint. The happy prince sent sapphires to the young playwright so that he could sell the sapphires to the jeweler and buy firewood to finish his play. And then the happy prince saw the little match girl who had fallen his matches in the gutter, and he couldn't and she couldn't sell those matches as they all got spoiled. And if she didn't bring money back home, his father would used to beat her. And that's why the prince sends fire to the match girl so that she could give that fire to his father and bring him money.
Right answer. I would recapitulate this answer once. The prince had two sapphires in his eyes. One sapphire he sent to the playwright because of his miserable condition. Due to cold and hunger, he was not able to complete his play. As he was poor, he did not have firewood in his grate to keep him warm. So one sapphire the happy prince sent to the playwright so that he could sell and buy firewood for himself and complete his play. The another sapphire, the happy prince sent to the little girl whose matchstick had fallen in the gutter and she was crying because if she didn't bring money back home, his father would beat her. So to make that girl happy and to help that girl, the prince sent the another sapphire to that little girl. I hope this answer is clear to you. Now moving further, fourth question is, what does the swallow see when it flies over the city? Yes, Sakshi. Right answer. Okay, Sachet, unmute yourself and tell the answer. Sachet, are you able to unmute yourself, beta?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, ma'am. The swallow flew over the sea and saw the rich making merry in their beautiful houses, and the beggar sitting at the gate. Also saw the group of children walking down the street.
Anji, are you sure about this answer, Sachet? You're not audible to me, beta.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible?
Hanji, now you are audible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm sure about this answer.
So there are more points to be added in it, beta. Yes. Once unmute yourself, try to unmute yourself and give answer. I think he's not able to do that. Once is not there. Okay. Yes, Ishita, I'll come back to you, beta. Surgeon, give answer of this question.
Yes, ma'am. The swallow saw a lot of people from rich to poor. He saw a rich making merry in this beautiful houses and a beggars begging sitting at the gates. He also saw a group of children wandering who were poor, and he also saw some poor woman's house, and a boy was tossing feverishly on his bed.
Surgeon will not add this, that he saw poor women and the boy tossing feverishly on the bed. These are the incidents when he sent the fire to that woman. Now here we will talk about the overview what he took of the city. So beginning of your answer was right, that he saw the rich making merry. They were enjoying parties, whereas on the other hand, there were poor people who were sitting at their gate. The children's pale faces because of hunger, and he saw the two boys lying under the bridge, hugging each other, trying to keep themselves warm. And he also noticed a watchman scolding the little boys to go away from that place. And he saw the children running in the rain after they got scolded from watchmen. I hope this fourth answer is also clear to everyone. Next, why did the swallow not leave the prince and go to Egypt? Yes, Sagrika. Speak again, but please. Yes, the swallow started loving him. Yes. Also because of one by one. I would really appreciate if all of you speak your points one by one. Yes, Rajul. To show sympathy, he had sympathy because the king got blind. Okay, Niyati. Right answer that he gave both the sapphires to help people. Yes, any other point? Yes, Vidya. Lead a better life. Yes, so the 3 points we are going to include in this answer. One, the swallow started loving the king prince. That is why he did not leave him. Second, he felt that now as the king had already donated his eyes to help the poor people, he would be blind, he wouldn't be able to see, and that little swallow thought that he would work as the eyes of the happy prince now, he would see the world for him. Third point we can add is that because of the kindness of the happy prince, he gave everything. He selflessly helped the people of his town for their happiness. So this kindness of happy prince made the little swallow stay with him for long. But I will not make the points. I mentioned that point 1.2, but the answer would be written in the form of a paragraph itself. Right? Next question is, okay. Why did the swallow not leave that we have already discussed? What are the precious things mentioned in the story? Why are they precious? Anyone else in the class? Let me take this answer from the students who are online. Yes. Only Sirjan has raised hand. No one else knows the answer? Okay, once try once again if you're audible to us. Unmute yourself, bete. Vansh is not able to unmute himself.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Ishit.
I'm not.
Yes, sir. Yes.
You're not
Yes, beta.
audible.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, you're not audible.
I am not audible. But okay, well, Ishita, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Better then answer this question.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. The precious things that are mentioned in the end of the story are the leaden heart and the dead bird, as they both were precious because they both sacrificed their life for for happiness of the people of the town, and they the king, the happy prince, uh, gave all his gave all rubies and sapphires to the poor people to help them all. So this kindness, they both were kind people, so that's why they are considered as the precious things.
Right answer. We'll add a few points in it. Let me take answer from the students who are in the class. Yes, Shay. Mhm. Right answer. Yes, Anshika, what do you want to add in it? God also honored them this way. Sagrika, is there any other point you want to add in it today? Right. So, what we can say is that the selfless love for the people, selfless love and compassion of Happy Prince for the people of his town, and the love of the bird for the Happy Prince for his kindness made both of them precious. They did not bother about their they did not bother about themselves. They kept on helping the people even if in the worst conditions also. The prince lost all his beauty just to help people, and the little bird changed his decision of going to Egypt just to help the prince. So these two things were more precious for God. I hope all the answers are clear to you all.